Hey, what's up, MotoAmerica fans? It's Josh Heron. Make sure you subscribe to the MotoAmerica YouTube channel to see all the up-to-date content. Like and subscribe. Don't forget my channel, too.
SportbikeTrackGear.com, Junior Cup race number 1. Revs are up, clutches are out. Oh, a little front wheel action for your pole sitter, but he got away really well. Is the 70. Tyler Scott is ahead off into turn number 2.
Yeah, that's bad news for these guys. I think that the only way they're really going to be able to get near him, I think, is to get him a little bit roughed up. And by that, I mean just show him some wheels, try to get by him, try to squeeze by him. If you give him clear track, he just looks so solid here. And we've seen this with people that come to Laguna Seca sometimes. They just gel with it immediately. And Ty Scott just looked like he did that from first session on. Much to your point, like you said, Greg, he was almost on lap record pace in that first session. So, but Gloddy and Kolstad have gone after him here early. As you can see, that gap was kind of big through the middle of turn 2. And now Gloddy's doing exactly what he needs to do. He tried to get up underneath him there, wasn't able to make it. These three guys are just ahead of Cody Wyman. Kolstad a little bit further back at MotoAmerica than I thought we would see him, but he gets to his home race up at the Ridge a couple of weeks ago, puts it on the podium twice there. Rodeo gets a really nice run on Max Van as they come up into the corkscrew. You can see the 96 really went through turn 6 very well. But back to Kolstad, it's good to see him get that bike up onto the front row. He saw his teammate win up there and then get injured at the Ridge. And so Kolstad now trying to run the banner for that Veloci team as he's running third. Rodeo looks very dangerous here right now, coming up from behind and closing in on him pretty quickly on this lap.
The 96 is Gus Rodeo on the Rodeo Racing Kawasaki Ninja. Rodeo, a race winner earlier on in the season. Jason, we've had 5 race winners. Those riders are in top 6 in points. The only rider in the top 6 in points that hasn't won a race is the 29 of Kolstad. And Kolstad loses the position to Rodeo as they come down into turn number 2. Rodeo will take over third spot. Up front, Tyler Scott on the Scott Power Sports KTM. That's the fastest lap of the race.
Now only just, though.
Yeah.
Only just, because Gloddy also matched that with a 36.9, just a tiny bit slower of one. So Tao is off the track, back on. Didn't tip over, it didn't look like, but he's just got back on the track. He's between turn 3 and 4. And Gloddy now has made that pass as he went 36.7 the last lap by, Greg. He has stayed there, stayed as patient as you could trying to run these lap times. And the 72 finds himself at the front with about 5.5 laps to go.
All of a sudden, it is a fierce battle up top. The 72 of Benjamin Gloddy on the Landers Racing Kawasaki Ninja 400 makes his move at the corkscrew and leads us onto the front straightaway. There'll be 5 laps to go in this one. We'll see if Tyler Scott has an answer.
I think Tyler Scott, you know, the thing is as young as he is, he's still very seasoned. He's going to sit and watch and kind of maybe follow the 72 for a lap or so. We'll have a look. As you can see, Gloddy set that pass up early as they went down down into the corkscrew there, up that big steep hill. And as they came down through the corkscrew, he just straight lines it and ends up running a 36.6. So they're still in and around qualifying times. I think Ty Scott's going to sit there and just kind of see where Ben Gloddy is good now. It's his turn to kind of go to school and see where this Kawasaki works well.
It's also part of a budget kind of a class. You know, to keep the cost down for these racers. So no special tires in qualifying. They just use race tires in qualifying. Tyler Scott with a good drive. Side by side they go. He'll take over the lead heading to the corkscrew. Is Gloddy going to let him have it? Yeah, so no big, bold moves at the top of the corkscrew. They'll head down. The steep drop, and all of a sudden Tyler Scott with the bit between his teeth. Maybe he's seen enough, Jay.
Well, he got a really good run there out of turn 6, and it's a big steep uphill. And you know, you could see that he was able to just kind of sneak back up underneath Ben Gloddy. Gloddy has a look as they come down into turn 11. I'm just astounded at the pace that they're running right now. Both these guys, 36.6 the last time through. Looks like this lap time is probably going to have them both in the 37s. Let's have a look, Greg. 36.9 for Scott that time. Ben Gloddy in the draft as they come up over the top of the hill and go down into turn number 2. Not quite close enough. Let's see what happens here. He's going to lose the front right over the curbing. Yeah, he loses the front. That's going to send the bike down. I wouldn't be surprised if that separated that group a little bit. Those 3 guys, nope, they were able to get through, it looks like. So what a bummer for Max. And you can see they're trying to get that bike a little bit further down the hill, so it's not going to become a problem. Cody Wyman does a nice job there staying off it. But now you start wondering when you're behind that, you start thinking, is this bike going to come and clean me out? But Gets a little bit airborne.
Yeah, and you can see it looks like it's breaking some levers, so not rideable as corner workers continue to try to get this.
Going to put a lot of gravel all over the track, though. That's what that did right there. It put a lot of gravel on the track when they come down. Back to the front, Greg. These guys, when they come by this time, they're going to see 2 laps to go.
Scott looks over his shoulder on the brakes into the final corner, final lap, final turn. Here we go. It's a drag race to the checkered flag. Scott has this one in hand. Glotty is in the draft. He's trying to find something, but here comes the checkered flag. Not enough time, not enough room. Tyler Scott will take victory by 0.2 of a second over Ben Glotty, and that battle for third. Wow. Here comes David Kolstad with a great run around the outside. Into the final corner he goes. They're side by side through the final corner. But it looks like Kolstad pushes the 96 Gus Rodeo wide. He's in a tuck. Is there any time to pull out of the draft? To the line we go. Pulls out of the draft, and it's going to be Kolstad by 42 thousandths of a second.
And Cody Wyman ends up just getting past Jack Roach. Good run from Jack Roach today, ending up 6th. That's season best. He had 5th when they came out of there. Ends up 6th. A little further back now, we're waiting for Hayden Bakeness to come across, but Ty Scott and Ben Glotty, both these guys, I mean, Greg, very rarely do we see the top 2 guys 23 seconds out.